Can you do a bit of clap?
Weak ass claps.
Welcome to episode 2 of Token Talks. This week we have some client questions about social media that we're going to answer. It's a good opportunity because Jordan has just done a presentation. So he's going to kind of start us off with a broad overview of what social media is.
Social media, that's a really loose term. I think that's hard to say. I think a good way to think about social media today is that social media is a way of communicating. Like, different people use social media for different reasons. And I think a good example here is that Bruce Springsteen wrote a song in the 90s that was 57 channels and nothing on. And like, that's what it's like today in social media. Like, I could go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even like Vimeo, Hulu, like all of these different social platforms, and they all do different things. They all involve people communicating different things in different ways. And I think social media, at its core value, is an evolution of our communication. It's a way people communicate and express different opinions on different channels, really. I'm not sure. What would you think about that?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. There's just so much to choose from, and I feel a lot of people just don't know which one's right or which one's wrong. Like, which one do we go with? You have opinions that Facebook's the way to go or Instagram's the hottest thing, and they may not be wrong. I feel like there is a good platform for every product or service available, but at the same time, like, diversifying the platform that you pick based upon, you know, what marketing activities you are doing, it's critically important.
Yeah, there's definitely that split between using for personal, using for business. For personal, you don't really have that issue of having to choose, which one should I go on? You know, just go on them all, it's fine. Yeah. For business, you want to target who you're targeting. You want to make sure that your target audience is there. So LinkedIn, B2B, it's that kind of audience. Facebook is kind of like B2C. You want to reach the customers who are there. So for business, we've got a few questions from our clients about how we use our personal Facebook versus how we use it for Tokens business. So how do you use it for personal?
Well, what's actually really funny is that I don't really use Facebook too much in my personal life. Like, a lot of the reason that I'm on Facebook and Instagram, for that matter, is for Token. It's for the business, and it's really being able to market yourself. And I think that's just a personal preference for me. Like, I'm not a big sharer, so I don't like to post all the time about what I'm doing. And like, sure, like I have some pictures that I like to post. But other than that, like, I usually keep it pretty personal. So for me, I don't talk about myself too much on social. Whereas, of course, with like a business, you'd want to scream to the heavens like your business. You want to talk about like what you're doing and the impact that you make.
I think that's the same thing with me, like, other than sharing photos of my dog because she's just incredible, and funny enough, her own social media accounts do better than mine. Personally, I really don't like to share too much on my social platforms. I feel like we're so busy making sure our company's social platforms are filled with good quality content that we almost forget about our personal ones. But that being said, I do think the personal relationships that we've created with our friends and family, that's where we take that opportunity to share our company's posts, because, and I've said this before, the people would rather see a face behind a company versus a faceless company. Mm-hmm. They would want to see, you know, the employees sharing and being a part of that company culture, because that's more important, that the fact that their friends and family see that they love where they work and that they're being cherished for the qualities and work that they do offer.
Yeah, I remember we posted a picture the other day of Betty, and like, that picture has done better than like any sort of like token related post that we've done. Like, she's so popular.
It's personal, right? I think that's a good thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I love sharing Tokens posts on my personal page just so my friends and family can see what we're up to, what I'm doing, and how the company's getting on. I like to scroll through my newsfeed and see what other tech companies and, like, you know, stay up to date with different like industry news and stuff. So like interesting publications like Tech Insider, that kind of stuff, they post great things, and I always stay up to date with the different like industry happenings, goings on, that kind of stuff. So I kind of use my personal account kind of as a business page, I guess. And then from a business point of view, we've really found that personal posts on a business page work well, which is pretty interesting. So if we post something, like recently we had a 3-year anniversary here at Token, we went out and we posted a selfie with, I think there was 3 of us and Curtis as well. And it did fantastically. We got so many shares in it. People liked it. It's because they could see a face behind the company. And that's a really important way to use social media, especially Facebook, for your business.
So when it comes to that post, Alex, what do you think like the best time is to be posting these social media posts?
It depends. It totally depends on your own users. Every industry is different. I mean, there's some like kind of ballpark times you can put out. Like Thursday, for example, is a good time. I think between like 12 and 2. People are on Facebook then for some reason. Don't know why. Friday mornings, people are like, gradually get into the weekend. Monday mornings, they're just like getting back into work after the weekend.
Anything to do but work.
Yes, exactly.
They'll scroll through the scroll of death through their social media platform.
Exactly.
But I think that's a good opportunity for a lot of people, because on Monday, like a lot of people, they're trying to get out of the weekend, but they're feeling fresh. They're feeling this is a new week, and some of those people may want new goals or new ideas that they might have learned over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Like personally, when I see a company post something and it relates to something that I may have thought of over the weekend, I think I'm more likely to engage on that post and to do something with it, versus maybe on a Friday where sure I can see it and then I'm going to tell myself, okay, when I'm back at work next week I'll think about it, but then I almost forget about it. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's why the Monday. The Thursday though, I don't understand.
Thursday's a strange one. It's just kind of like a general stat. So they're also like current happenings and like staying trendy and stuff. You might have to post something at a last minute because something has just happened in your industry. So you can't predict that. Something might happen. You just got to go for it and post. A great way to find out when is a good time to post is you can actually look at your insights on your Facebook business page and your Instagram page and find out when your users are online to the hour, to the day. And you can use that to like hone your own strategy and find out. We're actually going to be posting a blog post next week about social media strategy, and I'll post like instructions on how to get to those reports from your social accounts.
That's a great point. And what I really liked is that like a nice difference between you and I is that you really like to consume the content of Facebook. And I think that's like the biggest value add for businesses in today's day and age with social, is that people are always consuming, but the content strategy that you have running your social media is by far the most important. I mean, I think everybody's heard about the 80-20 split where you're supposed to have 80% something more personal, light, and then 20% of your posts being the hard sells. But it should be more than that. It should be giving your users a value add, like an ebook or a download, or even like an infographic, something really valuable. It sounds like you watch a lot of articles or you read a lot of articles, and like having like informative material to consume is one of the best ways for businesses to interact with users.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes, I mean, those downloadables, those articles will ask me to put some personal information, like an email or like my company name. Honestly, I don't have any problem with doing that because they're probably just going to send me more useful information than I'm going to read about. So people might be scared about signing up to these email newsletters and stuff through social media, but I would say if you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe. But if you like the content initially, sign up, go for it.
Do you have like a recommendation, because I'm so in love with video and photo content, do you have like a recommendation of when you should be posting video content? Because I think a lot of the people out there know that video content is much stronger than like a blog post or photo content. Not saying that photos and blogs are not relevant. I just feel like video content, which is a less often post, but a very strong post, when do you think that would be a good time to be posting that? Or
if you have something worthwhile to say to your followers, like people's attention spans are like, 8 seconds long nowadays? It's crazy.
Generous.
Yeah, I mean, it's shorter than a goldfish at this stage. It's crazy. So if you have something important to get out there, a 15-second video on Facebook is like excellent to get your message across. Something quick, snappy. But then if you have like a token talk thing, like a 5 to 7 minute video, you'll keep the consumer engagement. So if you have something worthwhile to speak about, post a video.
And like if that whole announcement aspect of it, I think a really crucial part that's really upcoming and important is using Facebook Live or Instagram Live videos. I feel it feels so personal. I'm watching exactly what's going on in that moment of that time. When you're at an event or you're doing a presentation of some sort, I think it's a good idea to either add it to your story or just to do a live video of what's going on. Again, it's that whole personal touch. People do love you for your business, but most importantly, they love the people who are backing that business. And it could be the other way around. It's the people and the companies being backed by these amazing, incredible employees, or even just whoever is a part of the business.
It's interesting. So I think like one of the most common misconceptions in marketing in 2019 is that people think that they should be spending all of their money on social media. And like my heart kind of drops when I hear these people spending like 80% of their money on somebody just to run their social. And I think like the idea of like social media as a marketing tool is a little bit broad. So when I think of social media, I think of content marketing, of giving people awesome stuff to consume. But I'm actually more so curious, like Alex, what is like the most popular form of social media marketing today?
The most popular form of social media marketing. Well, like you said, social media marketing is content marketing. You might want to like do some Facebook ads, whatever, but Facebook isn't a hard sell. People aren't on Facebook to buy something. Like there's no intent behind the purchase. So if you want to advertise on Facebook, it's more about brand awareness. But the most popular form, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, is content marketing. So you've got blogs to post, you've got videos to post, you've got personal stuff about like people from your company. You know, keep people up to date, keep it fresh, and content marketing is a great way to like focus that social media marketing effort.
I think I got a lot of people asking me the same question of, great, you've told me a lot of great things about what kind of content to be posting, but when should I post this? How should I organize this? And I feel the one thing that I fell in love with right off the bat, and you know, Jordan had taught me this, was a content calendar. And it's so organized and it's so clean, and you could do this a month prior so that you can have all the content that you want for the next month already pre-made during the current month that you're in. And I feel like, just like you said, Alex, that if you do have a moment where, you know, there is something that you want to talk about right then and there, it's okay to break the calendar by posting that immediate thing. It's maybe not doing that every single time. I feel like there's a good balance between that, but to be organized, it almost gives that you know, ease of use behind your platforms. You're not stressed out about, I need to get a blog by today, oh, and an Instagram post, oh, did I forget that I have to do that like story right then and there. What do you guys think that the biggest benefit of an editorial calendar or a content calendar would be?
Well, yeah, social media for business is all about consistency. I mean, we always talk about brand consistency here at Token. And having that content calendar helps you keep that consistency up. So people know what to expect, they know when to expect, and you build that recognition with your brand. And like people will go on Facebook and they'll love seeing your content if you keep it regular with your content calendar.
But it needs to make sense for the business. Like it needs to match the tone and feel, be consistent.
Totally.
I like that. So I think I have like one last question for us here. Like what is like the first step for business to be able to leverage social media for their marketing? Like what is the easiest thing for somebody to get started with?
Keep it personal. As weird as that sounds for business, like keep it about the company. Don't try and like sell yourself. Don't say we do this, like we're fantastic, blah, blah, blah. People don't really want to hear about that. They want to see the people behind the business. They want to see how the company is running. They want to see what we're doing in our like daily company lives. People are interested in that. So like keep it a bit personal, but with your brand tone, with your business tone. Yeah.
And I feel like if you talk too much about yourself, people will understand like, okay, we know you're the best at what you do. Thank you. But it should be more about the people you're targeting to, like understanding your target audience. And we're going to do another podcast on just design thinking alone. That's my biggest obsession recently is understanding who your target audience is and who are these people that you have been putting all this marketing effort towards, you've been putting all this amazing content for. Identifying that is only going to make it easier to talk about that type of person or that type of client that you want to reach. Because you do business for the consumer that uses your service or product, right? That's the whole point. So I think building your content around that type of industry where you're saying, hey, look, we can help you solve your problem, or this product will only make your life, insert problem statement here, right? Like it's all about understanding and identifying that problem statement, which then curates your content to be very, very, catered to your client specifically. Yeah.
And your content needs to be designed in a way that speaks to that audience, and more so when we were talking about like social media being communication and how there's different channels, like these different groups of people will be more likely to use a specific kind of social media channel. So for you to understand your target demographic, you know where they're going to congregate and you can deliver that content where they're going to already be.
Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, I think that's it for today. Stay tuned for our next one. We're going to be having Kylie in from Natural Cyreg, and we're going to talk about her industry, and we're really excited to see you on the next one. Thank you so much.